Welcome into Clear Picture Financial. Your host is Jason Noble. You can find him at Prime Capital Investment Advisors. He is a fiduciary. He holds his FINRA Series 66 securities registration. He's a certified financial planner and retirement income certified professional with over 18 years in the financial arena, helping his clients, guess what? Get ready for retirement. I'm Morgan Patrick, consumer advocate. Each and every week, it is always about retirement. Something's going to happen here. You're going to hear something you want more information about, or maybe you're going through something and you just need answers to questions. We're going to give you an opportunity to get on the calendar with Jason Noble. As we drive down the road to retirement, Jason, maximizing savings and continuing to grow that nest egg, well, it's always going to be on our mind. And here we've got some places that you can stash your savings, with some offering guaranteed growth. We're also going to get to places you don't want to put your money. But first, let's start with where you can put your money and possibly earn some. So fixed annuities, there's the A word.
Wow. A fixed annuity is one of the most secure investments that you can make, because annuities provide a guaranteed income which no other financial product can match. Annuities have similar to private pensions. In order to fund an annuity, you pay the premiums. As long as you leave your money alone, fixed annuities won't ever drop below the initial amount that you put in. It's not uncommon for annuities to have guaranteed levels that are far higher than the minimum. So despite being low risk, fixed annuities can also pay quite high rates. In some cases, the return can be 100 times higher than that of a high interest savings account. What's another big advantage to fixed annuities? Well, their tax treatment. Until you withdraw from the annuity, you won't be taxed on your earnings. Neither IRAs nor 401ks offer that benefit, except for an IRA or a 401k. Okay, so I thought that was important to share.
Talking about where you can stash your money when it comes to your retirement, and also put your savings somewhere where there's possible guaranteed growth for you. People are concerned about it, Jason. So let's get into this. Your retirement account, that's a great place. I mean, there are a lot of nooks and crannies, right?
Absolutely. And a retirement account should offer tax breaks and the potential to earn a lot more than a savings account, so you should consider it for your savings. Investments in a taxable brokerage account, for instance, retirement account funds, can be invested. Mm-hmm. Short-term volatility may result from this, though. So your investments are likely to gain value in the long term. The 401k plan offered by your company is a really good place to start, because the contributions for 2023 is $22,500 for your 401k or 403b or other retirement accounts. Now, if you're over the age of 50, then you could also increase that by $7,500 to $30,000. Now, IRAs can also be used if your employer does not offer that 401k plan. And those IRA contributions for 2023 is $6,500, and you get an extra $1,000, so a total of $7,500 if you're age 50 or older.
Places to stash your savings, and some of these places can offer guaranteed growth. We've talked about, your retirement accounts. There they are. And now, here's that word we all love, Roth. Roth IRA, it can be funded in several ways.
Well, yeah, you have the regular contribution as a way to fund it, transfers, rollover contributions, conversions, and then spousal IRA contributions. And now I'll take a moment to talk about spousal IRA contributions, is where, let's say there's two people in a relationship and one is working and the other one's not. Well, the person who's working, they could save into their own IRA, but they could also make a spousal IRA contribution, so they could, in effect, double their savings inside the IRAs. This is a very powerful tool and something to be exploring if you're not doing it already.
All right, next one. Again, places you can stash your savings that could offer up some guaranteed growth, possibly. So we've talked about, your retirement accounts, Roth IRAs, and health savings account.
Yeah, if you plan to retire early, especially, an HSA account would be a great way to save money for those healthcare expenses. You'll be able to deduct your contributions from your taxes. Upon reaching a certain threshold, your IRA contributions are investable. Moreover, HSA earnings and interest are tax-free. As long as you use that money for health expenses, you can draw your contributions tax-free at any age. HSAs can also be viewed as traditional IRAs or 401ks by the IRS. If you have money left over at the age of 65. Any expenses you incur can be deducted from that money, and it will be taxed as ordinary income. However, an HSA can only be used by people enrolled in high deductible health plans. So you should take advantage of an HSA if you have a high deductible plan.
Places that you can put your money, your savings, that can offer up some guaranteed growth. Retirement accounts, obviously we talk about those every single day. The Roth IRA, worth a consideration. Health savings account, there you go. And this one, Treasury securities.
I would say this is a new one to the list, Morgan, because of how treasuries work overall, but there's a wide variety of investment options available when it comes to Treasury securities. Treasury bills, bonds, and notes are all part of this group, even I-bonds. There is a debt obligation for each. In effect, you're lending money to the U.S. Treasury when you purchase it, but you'll be repaid with interest by that Treasury later.
Tell you folks, opportunity to get on the calendar with Jason Noble is here. Call this number now, 800-948-1216. Again, 800-948-1216. We have 10 spots only. They will go fast. Call this number now, 800-948-1216, or you can text Noble to 600-700. That's Noble to 600-700. All right. Well, we are, again, talking about ways that you can kind of work with your money, stash your money when it comes to your savings that could offer up some guaranteed growth. We've talked about fixed annuities. We've talked about your retirement account. We've talked about Roth IRAs, health savings accounts, Treasury securities. And now, folks, just picture this. We're on the lake. I'm pulling up to Jason's boat. And hi, how are you? Do you have any Grey Poupon? The next one we're going to talk about is dividend aristocrats. It sounds like we should have our pinky in the air, but these are good.
Well, that's a rather bougie title, isn't it, Morgan?
It is.
Dividend aristocrats? Well, dividend aristocrats are a good place to start if you're willing to take the risk of owning individual stocks. And I must say, it's so important to assess how they really fit into your overall investment thesis. More on these dividend aristocrats, though. To qualify as a dividend aristocrat, a company must have paid and raised dividends consistently for at least 25 consecutive years. Dividend aristocrats typically represent the world's most famous companies since they have matured businesses with consistent cash flow. And by definition, their income component always rises, providing a safe harbor for investors. I will say, though, if you're looking at just the dividend and you're not looking at the free cash flow and looking at the balance sheets, you could get caught. You could get caught, and that is not a good place to be caught. I had one of my good friends. He knows what I do for a living.
Right.
And he was telling me that he has this investment that's going to guarantee 7%.
Okay.
And he was telling our other good friend that he should put their money that he was going to use for a house purchase, down payment, into this investment that was going to get him a guaranteed 7%. And I was like, no, you're buying this house in the next 6 months. You should not be going into like anything other than like an emergency savings cash fund, right? And so I just said to my friend, like, okay, what is this 7% investment that you're talking about? Well, he brings up a stock that's paying out a 7% dividend. I'm not going to name the stock because that would be inappropriate, Morgan.
Right.
I looked at just Yahoo Finance because I was out and about with my friends, and I looked at my cell phone. I was able to pull it up. Within 4 minutes, I was just like, they're going to cut this dividend in the next 6 months. They don't have the cash flow to support this dividend. They're only propping it up so they could keep their stock price the way it is. But they're not going to be able to sustain this. They're paying out more on a dividend than they're making in earnings. This is bad. Well, sure enough, I was wrong. It was 4 months later they cut their dividend. Not 6. It was within 4 months. And if my friend put their money into that investment, to that one particular dividend-paying stock, they would have lost 40% of their value within those 4 months. So what I'm saying is, I'm not promoting that people go out there and just buy dividend-paying stocks. No. Work with a qualified professional to assess how this should fit into your overall investment thesis and risk tolerance and risk capacity. Because if you're going on this on your own, I just wish you all the best of luck, because when you're buying, it's usually a professional selling on the other end of the trade.
I tell you, having a plan, working with a fiduciary team, they have your best interests up front. Jason, he does this on a daily basis with his team, his staff. There's going to be that opportunity opportunity to get on the calendar with Jason here in just a little bit. We are talking about places that you can put your money, your savings, that can offer up some guaranteed growth as you move towards retirement. Fixed annuities, we've talked about. Your retirement accounts, great place. Hello. And then the Roth IRA, consider that. Health savings account, possibility. Make sure you have a plan. Treasury securities, and then those dividend aristocrats. I mean, they are all-stars when it comes to stocks. They have that proven, that growth period. So you can take a good look at those. But again, you need to be working with a professional that has your best interests up front, and you can have these types of conversations. Last one we have time for, real quickly, real estate.
Well, generally speaking, saving money for retirement is easier when you invest in real estate. And this could be done by you buying doors yourself. Mm-hmm. That's one way to go about it. Or you could go into like private syndicated real estate deals. This all comes down to your risk profile, your experience. Sure. Do you want to deal with toilets and tenants, right? Or do you want to rely on a professional like group that does that? You got to make qualifications, and it has to fit in overall. But real estate is a powerful tool as well.
I like that. Do you want to deal with toilets and tenants? Things to consider that you might think, let's get into real estate. No, you really need to think about these things. All right, now's the opportunity to get on the calendar with Jason Noble and his team. Again, you can find them at Prime Capital Investment Advisors, the power behind this program. Jason, what's going to happen for the first 10 callers?
I'll say it's an amazing time to call because we had a ton of people call in last week, Morgan. And so what we're talking about is relevant, and we're answering a lot of questions to the questions that people have, and I love that. So reach out if you're looking to get a clear picture on your wealth plan, and we'll design an easy-to-understand clear picture analysis financial review. This experience will include a portfolio risk assessment and now provide a clear view of your current portfolio, the costs associated, and any risk that you're taking within your investments. So important. Even more so now with this market we're in. Get this done. It's important to have this clarity. Next, we review your tax analysis to determine if we could reduce your taxes and increase your cash flow. We often uncover long-term tax issues that exist, and we can make this very clear for our clients. Finally, listeners, we want to create that tailored retirement income plan using approaches and techniques that can really put a peace of mind to your retirement plan for the rest of your life. Let us help you take the guesswork out of retirement planning. As I know these 10 spots will go quickly, Morgan, How can they reach out to schedule these conversations?
Here's the phone number, 800-948-1216. That's 800-948-1216. 10 spots. They will go fast. Or you can text NOBLE to 600-700. That's NOBLE to 600-700.